The process of metal forging has been around since as early as 4000 BC. What started with the heating of precious metals such as gold and silver, which was then shaped by hitting it with a rock, has become a process that you still hear plenty about to this day. Although the process itself has advanced tremendously since the time of Mesopotamia, the idea has stayed the same. We as car enthusiasts are familiar with the forging process due to things such as forged internals like connecting rods and pistons, but as well as forged wheels. With that being said, and judging by the name of this video, in today's episode of the Build Sheet, we are going to be talking about forged wheels. And before we go ahead and get into it, don't forget to subscribe. I'm Giles from Fitment Industries, and here we go. If you've been shopping around for wheels lately, which hopefully would have been done at fitmentindustries.com, you have more than likely seen wheels with various manufacturing processes. From your standard low pressure cast to rotary forged to flow formed to rotary flow formed forged. If we go ahead and look into some early forged wheels, we are going to be looking for the most part at BBS wheels. The iconic BBS RS wheels were designed with a die forged face and have been produced since 1983. Back then, you could actually have gotten BBS RS as an upgrade for your Nissan, Mazda, Chevy, and even VW for the low price of $2,000. BBS has also claimed to develop the first forged magnesium wheel back in 1992 for a Ferrari F1 car. After running them in the F1 for a couple years, BBS decided to bring that technology into the world of IndyCar racing in 1994. Ever since then, we have seen more and more companies come around and start developing forged wheels to introduce to their own lineup. The process of creating a forged wheel is generally pretty straightforward. Starting off with a raw hunk of T6 6061 aluminum, it is heated and drawn out into the general shape of a wheel. When you hear people talking about forging wheels and the raw blanks that they start off with, for a lot of the times you hear them talking about them cold working the metal, or they cold forge it. And don't let that confuse you that they're just taking cold metal and stamping the hell out of it. What they mean is that the metal is heated up to the point of being workable but not molten. So they heat up the chunk of aluminum pretty hot and they draw it into shape of the wheel. Now of course this is minus all of the cool stuff like the face or any design or anything like that, or any distinctive features that would make it a wheel. And this varies from the casting manufacturing process, where the alloy is melted down into a liquid form and then poured into a mold to achieve the shape of the wheel. So after that forged blank is formed into its final shape, it is sent off to the CNC machines. So here the blanks will be machined into the design of the actual wheel, usually starting off with the back profile of the face and then switching over to the front profile of the face. The design of the wheel actually starts to come to life. During the machining process, what started off as a forged blank will lose anywhere from 70 to 80% of its mass. A very similar process is used for the manufacturing of forged modular or three-piece wheels as well. However, instead of having the entire wheel to worry about, only the face of the wheel is going to be forged and machined. The blank size is much smaller, considering that only a wheel face will be produced, and after they are machined, finished, and powder coated, they are sent off to be joined by the barrel and the lip to be assembled into the final product. Forged wheels are often considered or compared to performance wheels due to them being such a lightweight wheel. But a wheel being lightweight is not the only attribute to making a wheel a performance wheel. The main contributing factor to making a performance wheel has to do with the stiffness to weight ratio. This is where the forged wheels really stand out in the world of performance. When cast wheels or low pressure cast wheels are manufactured, the alloy is melted down to a molten metal and then poured into a mold like we said. This almost eliminates any uniformity in the grain structure of the metal. The metal can also become porous due to gas formations or solidification shrinkage while the molten metal cools. In turn, this can cause imperfections that can have effects in the performance of the wheel, can cause microfractures, and a whole bunch of stuff that you don't necessarily want. With forged wheels, the raw material is heated and put under immense pressure to essentially press the metal into its final shape. This allows the alloy to maintain that grain structure and excludes the possibility of porosity and shrinkage, and in turn, forged wheels can be machined down to contain less material than a cast wheel, in turn making it lighter. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go out there and absolutely avoid cast wheels by any means. Cast wheel companies have many inspection processes that check for microfractures, porosity, and anything that would compromise the integrity of their wheels. The benefits of going with a forged wheel over a cast wheel come in the form of, again, performance. It's usually what it always comes down to, because of that difference in the manufacturing process, allowing for the stiffness to weight ratio. Forged wheels are of course lighter, but they can also handle impact better. And as far as the design goes, they can offer a pretty unique design as well, due to the benefits of the forging process. The design of forged wheels can offer thinner spokes than most cast wheels. For example, if you look at the XXR 527, like the regular 527, and compare it to the XXR 527F, which is a fully forged option, you can see a huge difference in the width of the spokes. Of course, some other benefits would include the amount of customization you can have with wheels, things like diameter and width and offset and PCD and finish, and maybe you want the FI logo engraved in there somewhere, I don't know. But we see a lot of customization today, specifically with the modular options, because every wheel is made to order. And if you're waiting 4 to 6 weeks for your wheels to show up, you might as well get everything that you want. Which brings us to probably the only downsides of getting forged wheels. If waiting 4 to 6 weeks or maybe even more for your wheels to show up sounds like forever, trust us, it does. You can ask Alex. They can take a little while to be manufactured. The second thing that you would probably want to know is that it would be the price. Forged wheels of any kind are going to run you a good amount of money strictly due to the cost of the manufacturing process. Generally, you're going to be looking at spending at least $1,800 for a set of forged wheels. And of course, you get what you pay for. Today we see companies like HRE and BBS and SSR and Volks or Rays who have become icons in the wheel industry that offer fully forged wheels. Along with them, we see many somewhat newer companies joining the ranks. Companies such as Rotiform, who offer some pretty crazy modular wheel designs, but you also have BC Forge, you have Niche, you have Vorsteiner, you have Clutch, you have Forgestar, you have Concept One, you have RSR, and the list goes on and on and on. And a majority of those wheels just so happen to be offered over at fitmentindustries.com. There's a second plug. But we do see a lot of companies that are offering or are starting to offer forged options for their wheels. ESR would be one of those companies that, if you didn't know, has a full lineup of multi-piece wheels now. So there you have it. So let us know your thoughts on forged wheels down in the comments below. Do you think they're worth it? And let us know what topics you would like covered in the future episodes of the build sheet. Don't forget wheels, tires, and suspension over at fitmentindustries.com. And there's the third plug. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you know the next time that we upload next. Get notified from YouTube, all the good stuff. But I'm Jealous from Fitment Industries. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you later. Peace.